Hey everyone, welcome to Dezola Designs. Today I'm going to take you on a cardigan journey. We are going to be making a cocoon cardigan, and it is actually 4 gigantic squares, granny squares, and then just with ribbing for your arms and ribbing around the neckline. So it's simple in concept. I am using today the Mandala, Lion Brand Mandala yarn. It's in Warlock. Ooh, I didn't even know that was a color. I love this yarn. It is super soft and the colors are super amazing. And I am using a 5mm hook. Okay, so the size that I'm making is like a small medium. If you want to make it a little bit bigger, you just add extra rows and you will see what I'm talking about when we get to that. So grab your yarn. Again, use whatever yarn you have available. I do recommend the 5mm hook though, because that's what I'm using and that's what the original pattern calls for. And you're also going to need a yarn needle eventually, and scissors, of course. Okay, so grab your ingredients and let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start out with the main granny square, and in the original pattern it's asking for you to change colors with each round. Okay, I'm not going to do that right now. If you want to do that, that is completely fine. If you don't worry about it. If you want to change up the color occasionally, that's fine too. Or if you're using a self-striping yarn like I am, I think that's the best option really. Okay, so again, you're going to make 4 of these big squares. Okay, so let's begin. We're going to begin with your slip knot. Like so, and then you're just going to chain 2. So that's 1 and 2. Okay, and then in the first chain right here, you're going to put 16 single crochets. So in this first chain right here, 16 single crochets. That's 1, 2, and 3. And actually, I lied. You're going to need a chain marker. I'm so sorry. I forgot about that. So, this is super easy though. You want to mark your first chain, which is right here. This is my first single crochet. Okay. So all you're going to do is put 16 single crochets inside the first chain. Okay, so go ahead and do that. So that was 3, 4, and 5. And if you can, you want to start tucking this loose strand of yarn behind. If not, it's absolutely no big deal. Okay, so 16 single crochets inside the first stitch. And I will meet you when you are done. Okay everyone, so you should have a total of 16 single crochets, and I'm sorry, the gardeners are here. There's always something going on in this neighborhood, so please just ignore the sounds you hear in the background. Sorry, but I have no control over that. So okay, we just finished our first round, 16 single crochets. So when you're done with that, you just want to slip stitch right here, the first chain. Okay, so now we're going to start our second round. And if you want to change colors, now is the time to change color. Okay, but I'm not going to do that because I'm using this beautiful Lion Brand Mandala yarn. So now we are going to start the second round, and we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this chain 4 counts as 1 double crochet plus a chain 1. Okay, so now we are going to put 1 double crochet in the next single crochet, and then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to repeat that pattern all the way around for a total of 16 double crochets and 16 chain 1 spaces. Okay, so all you're going to do is do 1 double crochet and then a chain 1, and do that all the way around in each single crochet, and I will meet you when you are done. Okay everyone, so you can see I have like my little wagon wheel here. I have 16 double crochets and then 16 chain 1 spaces. Okay, so now what we're going to do is slip stitch in the 3rd chain, right? We chained 4. We're going to slip stitch in the 3rd chain because we want that single crochet at the end, or at the beginning actually, like that. Okay, so now we're going to start round 3, and round 3 I've done, like I said, I've done the 3 big granny squares already, and I always mess up on round 3, but I'm not going to mess up this time. Okay, because I understand what I'm doing, and not that I didn't understand what I'm doing before, but I really understand now. Okay, so just, I'm going to take this slow. So, the beginning of round 3, we are going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this 5 chain counts as 1 half double crochet and 1 chain 3. Okay? So now we are going to put 1 half double crochet in the same stitch, and don't be afraid to pull your work apart a little bit to find this stitch. Okay, so we are working in this stitch directly underneath the chain 5. We're going to put 1 half double crochet. Like, like so. Okay, and then we are going to put 1 half double crochet in the next chain 1. Okay, and then we're going to put 1 half double crochet in the next chain. And then we're going to put 1 half double crochet in the next chain. Okay, so you should have 4 half double crochets, and you should be, this was our first double crochet, you should be on the 3rd double crochet. Okay, right directly above it. Got it? So now we're going to put 1 half double crochet, chain 3, and 1 half double crochet in the next chain. Okay, all in the same chain right here. So that's 1 half double crochet, chain 3, and then another half double crochet in the same stitch. And I know it can get tight, so just kind of work with it there, like so. Okay, so basically all you're doing, and this is the simplest of simplest ways that I can explain it, in the space of the 3 double crochets you want 5 half double crochets. Okay, and don't forget about, we just put 1 half double crochet, and you just want to put 1 half double crochet in each chain. So that's 2 half double crochets, and they can get tight. Oops, like this one is very tight. That's 3 half double crochets, 4 half double crochets, and then on our 5th half double crochet, it's going to be 1 half double crochet, chain 3, 1 half double crochet in the same space. And it's super windy outside. That's our new normal here in the Bay Area. Chain 3, half double crochet in the same space. And I am just not really functioning today. Like so. Okay, we'll do one more together. So we just did a half double crochet, so that's 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet in the next chain, 3 half double crochet in the next chain, 4, and then in the next chain right here, this little itty bitty one, we're going to put a half double crochet, chain 3, and a half double crochet in the same chain, stitch, whatever you want to call it. Half double crochet, chain 3, and half double crochet. Okay, so go ahead and repeat that pattern. It's 5 half double crochets, chain 3, 5 half double crochets. Okay, so in the end you should have 8. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chain 3 spaces. Okay, so go ahead and repeat that pattern and I will meet you when you are done. Okay everyone, so I zoomed in a little bit more and I stopped at the last chain 3 space. So this is the 8th chain 3 space, and I put my half double crochet in. And this part, I don't know why, confused me a great deal when I was doing the other big granny squares. Okay, so I'm going to do this with you. So we already did our half double crochet. Okay, so now we're going to do another half double crochet for 2, and then another one for 3, and then another one for 4 right here in the corner, like so. So then I would think like, okay, where am I supposed to put the other half double crochet? But I always forget that this is a half double crochet. Okay, so the chain 5, remember, is a half double crochet and a chain 3. Okay, so all we are going to do in the chain 5 right here is slip stitch to the top of the 3rd chain. We'll slip stitch in the 3rd chain. So that is right here. Okay, and we are done with that. Yay! So now we are going to start our 4th round. And again, if you are changing colors, now is the time to change the color. But if not, let's just continue. So with the 4th round, we are going to slip stitch to the middle, actually just slip stitch to the next chain right here. So we're in the middle, kind of like so. Okay, everyone with me? and then we're going to put 1 single crochet, chain 1, and 1 single crochet in the same stitch. Okay, 1 single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet. Okay, and then we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so then in the next 5 stitches, which will be the next 5 half double crochets, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're going to do a cluster. What is a cluster? I will show you, okay? I'm going to go slow. You yarn over, insert your hook into the first chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. So you have 3 loops. You yarn over and you pull through 2 loops only. So you should have 2 loops on your hook. Okay? Yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 4 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2. Now you have 3 loops. Okay? And you just keep doing that. Yarn over, insert your hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You have 4. We have 2 more to go. Yarn over, insert your hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You have 5 loops. Yarn over, insert your hook into the last stitch right here. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, so you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops on your hook. And you yarn over and you pull through all 6. Like so. Okay, so hopefully I did that slow enough. Okay, so then after we cluster, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then we are going to put 1 single crochet, chain 1, and 1 single crochet in the next space right here. Okay, 1 single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet. Okay, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then what are we going to do in these 5? We're going to cluster. Okay, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. So you have 3 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. We have 2 more stitches left. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, there's a little stitch at the end. Insert your hook into that one. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So you should have 6 stitches. Yarn over, pull through all 6. Okay, got that? Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then in the chain 3 space, we're going to 1 single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet. Okay, and then chain 3 and 3, and then we're going to repeat the cluster again. Everyone got that? So it's chain 3, cluster, chain 3, 1 single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet, chain 3, cluster, chain 3, and then just repeat that. Okay, till you get to where we started, which I believe is right here. Okay, so go ahead and repeat that pattern, and I will meet you when you are done. Okay, everyone, so as you can see, I am on my last cluster. So I just want to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. I just finished my last cluster, but I'm on my last cluster. So when you're done with 8, you should have 8 clusters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You want to you want to slip stitch to the first single crochet. Okay, and that will be, I believe, right in here somewhere. As long as it's in there, that's fine. Whoops. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so I just put in a slip stitch to the first single crochet. That was kind of a tough one, I don't know. It was really tight. So now we're going to start our 5th round. If you're starting a new color, this is where you start your new color. For all the others, let's continue. Okay, we are going to slip stitch to any chain 3 space. Okay, so if you are starting a new color, you just want to yarn over and do a chain 1 in the chain 3 space. But for everyone else, all you do is slip stitch over, and you just go, just do 3 here. These are kind of tight. You want to just slip stitch to the middle of the chain 3 space. One more, we'll put it right in there, like that. Okay, see, we're in the middle. Okay, so then we're going to chain 4, and this counts as a triple crochet. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and then we are going to put 4 triple crochets in the same space right here, and we are going to work around this chain 3. Okay, triple crochets. So there is 1. Work around, just go in the space, yarn over. 2. Making sure it's 4. 3. Okay, and is everyone seeing that? I'm just going into and just yarning over. For the 4th triple crochet, So with the initial chain 4, that should be a total of 5. It's like a fan. Okay, everyone see that? So now we are going to three, 2, and 1. Okay, so I just did the little fan here. Chain 4, it counts as 1 triple crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a total of 5. So now in the top of the cluster there is one little stitch right here. You see that it's right there? All you're going to do is put 1 single crochet in that one stitch. Okay, you see that? And now what we are going to do is, okay everyone, again I got a little bit confused, but I am fine now. Okay, so we just put our single crochet on the top of the cluster. So now we are going to be working in the chain 1 space, okay, from the previous round. It's right here. If you don't want to do that, you can totally just go over this like this. Okay, so it's up to you. What we're going to do is put 5 triple crochets. Okay, so you can either just work in this space and go around everything. That's one option. Or you can work right here in the chain 1 space. Okay. And just, if you know what, you could just play around with it and see which one you like better. I have been doing where I just go around everything because I think it looks a little bit cleaner in the end. Okay, so again, you can do the 5 triple crochets in the chain 1 space right here, or you can just go around it completely. And that's what I've been doing with my other 2 granny squares. I think it looks nicer. I don't know. So I literally just I triple crochet over this right here. So I go into this space, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then just triple crochet for 1. And then I do that 5 times. So that's 1, 2. I know some people are gasping, saying, oh, she can't do that. But you know what? It's your project. Yes, you can. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, you see that? I didn't like the way that it was just a single crochet. 1 space had 5 triple crochets. That's just me. Okay, carry on with however you want that 1 space to look like. Okay, so we just did our 5 triple crochets, and then we are going to, do we do a chain 1 here? Hold on 1 second. Working around. No. Then we just go ahead and put 1 single crochet on the top of the cluster. Like so. You see that? I just think it looks a lot prettier. I don't know. So you do you. Okay? So again, you do 5 triple crochets. So after the single crochet, you do 5 triple crochets. You can do it in this space, or you can do it in this chain 1 space. 5 triple crochets, 1 single crochet on top of the cluster, 5 triple crochets. Okay, so I hope I didn't lose anyone with that, what I just did, but again, I think it looks neater and cleaner. Again, what you do is what you do. Try both different ways. Okay, so again, 1 single crochet on top of the cluster, 5 triple crochets, 1 single crochet on top of the cluster. Okay, so go ahead and repeat that all the way around, and I will meet you when you are done. Okay, everyone, so I just put in my last single crochet. Okay, so now all you want to do is slip stitch in the 4th chain. So this is the beginning 4th chain, so 1, 2, 3, 4, right here, and we are done with that round. That was the 5th round, right? Yes. Okay, so the next round, I'm reading the pattern, and the pattern is really kind of complicated, so I'm just breaking it down into the absolute simplest way for you guys to do this for this tutorial. Okay, it has just a bunch of skip this and go here and there, and it's actually very confusing to read. So this is my way of doing this. This is the absolute simplest way of doing this. Okay, and excuse my voice, my allergies, it's allergy season over here. So we just did this slip stitch, and if you are starting a new color, now is the time to start your new color, because this is the start of row 6. Okay, so we just want to, we already put 1 slip stitch in that 1st chain in the top of the 4th chain, right? So now we're going to slip stitch into the next chain, into the next stitch. Okay, so I have marked these out for you. What we're doing now is we're going to start making the box around this pretty kind of like a flower motif, I would say. All you're going to do is single crochet in the next 7 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 1 single crochet in the next 7 stitches, and we will do that together. Okay, so here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and you don't have to use chain markers if you don't want to. Okay, so you see we have the top of our cluster right here, and we have this chain right here, right? So what we have this stitch right here. What we are going to do is, let me just make sure that I did that correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Okay, we're going to put 2 triple crochets, 2 double crochets, chain 3, 2 double crochets, 2 triple crochets in the next single crochet, which is right here. That makes sense? Here we go. Just follow what I do. Right here, 2 triple crochets, 2 double crochets, That was a triple, sorry. Chain 3, two double crochets. What are we doing? We're making a corner. Two triple crochets, all in the same stitch. And as you're doing this, your work is going to turn around like magically. So this is our first corner right here. Okay, it doesn't look like much right now, but it is. So now what we're going to do is basically the same thing that we did before. We're going to skip 2 stitches, okay? And then we're going to start single crocheting and just put 7 single crochets. That's the easiest way, okay? So you skip these 2 and you start right here on the 3rd stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, if your work is curling, don't worry about it. It will flatten out. Okay, so that's 7 single crochets, right? I'm not going to go again. So now we are in this corner right here. Everyone see that? So what are we going to do? You see that? Here's the top of the cluster, and that's what you want to work in. We're going to put 2 triple crochets, two double crochets, chain 3. The chain 3s will be the corner. Okay? And you see how it's turning like that? 2 double crochets. Kind of messy this round. Just do it. 2 double crochets and 2 triple crochets. Sometimes I tend to think about things, overanalyze things, I guess. And that's why some projects never get made, because I just get really frustrated and I stop doing them, which is a trait that I am working on. Okay, so you see that? There's one corner. So we did 2 triple crochets, 2 double crochets, chain 3, 2 double crochets, 2 triple crochets. Okay, so go ahead and repeat that pattern. You want to skip 2, and remember, as we're doing these corners, some chains will be a little bit hidden. Okay, but if you get lost, all you need to remember is 7 single crochets, and then you do the 2 triple crochets, 2 double crochets, chain 3, 2 double crochets, 2 triple crochets on top of your fan, your cluster right here. Okay, so go ahead and do that. You have 2 more corners to do, and I will meet you when you are done. Okay, everyone, so you can see I have my last corner here. That's my dog scratching right here. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a little trick here, because I kind of lost my place as to where the start of the first 7 single crochets are. Where is it? I don't know. So what you do is, here's the start of our first grouping right here, the first triple crochet. Okay, you just count, this doesn't count right here, you just count back. So this is 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So right here is our first single crochet. That's the one that we started with. So that's the one that you want to slip stitch in. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay, everyone. So I did my slip stitch together, and this is what it looks like. So now I've broken down this in the absolute simplest terms again. Okay, so all we're going to do right now is chain 3. 1, 2, and 3, and the first chain 3 counts as 1 double crochet. Okay, so all you're going to do, I believe, is put 10 more in here. And yes, so including this double crochet, you should have a total of 11, including this chain 3, I'm sorry, you should have a total of 11 double crochets. Okay, so let's start, and you just want to do one double crochet in each stitch. So that is 2, because the first chain 3 counts as a double crochet. I'm doing triple crochets, double crochets. Oh boy. 3, 2, 1. Double crochets, 1 in each stitch. This is what happens when I don't have coffee and my allergies are acting up. So just put 1 double crochet in each stitch till you get to the end, and you should have 11. And I have actually kind of lost count here, but that's okay. I'll go back and count them. I don't know if any of you have allergies, but when my allergies are acting up and they get really bad, and my brain like get really scatterbrained. Okay, so we're coming up here on the end. So let's see how many we have. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so make sure you have 11 double crochets, including the chain 3 right here. Okay, and you should be at the corner. Okay, so at the corner we're going to put in 3 double crochets. Hold on, let me get the pattern. I'm so sorry here. Three, 2, and 1. Okay, so we're at the corner. We're going to put in 3 double crochets and then do a chain 1 and 3 more double crochets. Okay, so it's in this space. That's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, 1, 2, and 3, and we are going just in that space, going around, double crocheting. So when doing granny squares, when you have a corner will always be a corner. Okay, so here's the start of the corners, 1, 2, 3. So as long as you have your corners, you're good. And for those of you that are counting, here's our first chain 3, and here's our last double crochet. This is a total right here of 14. Okay, so just make sure you have 14 double crochets, and including the chain 3 right here. Okay, so then all you're going to do after you put in your 3 double crochets right here, is just put in more double crochets. And you want to make sure that you are scooting these back and getting this chain right here. Okay? So all in all, total, with double crochets in the row, you should have a total of 21. So 21 double crochets total, including the chain 3s, including the ones that we're doing in the chain 3 space. Okay? So 21 total, chain 3, 21 total. Oh no, it's not chain 3, it's chain 1. See, my allergies are getting the best of me here. Sorry. Chain 1, 21 total double crochets, chain 1, 21 total double crochets, chain 1, 21 total double crochets. Okay, I hope that breaks it down for you. That is the simplest of terms. Okay, so when you're done with the last corner, the chain 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, I will meet you when you are done with that. Okay, so go ahead and take your time. I know when I was doing this at first, sometimes I missed a couple of the stitches, especially in the corners, but just take your time and make sure that you have, in between the chain 1 spaces, 21 double crochets. Okay, so go ahead and do that, and I will meet you when you are done. Okay, everyone, so yours should look something similar to this, and mine seems a little bit off because of how the colors went. These are actually the corners right here. So I have this brownish corner, and then I have this rust color. So I have 4 corners. Okay, I just rounded the corner here, and I have, this is the chain 1. So then you put 3 double crochets, right? So now you have this space, and you have your first chain 3 right here. Okay, so all you're going to do in this space is put 4 double crochets. Okay, and I was going to say, as long as you have 21 across, if you messed up a little bit here and there, as long as you have 21 double crochets across and it kind of looks okay, just go for it. Okay, don't worry about it. Several projects of mine, I mean, you can't, unless someone is really studying what you've done, no one's ever going to be able to tell the difference. Okay, and if someone says something, you don't want to be hanging out with that person anyway. So here we go. We have a total of, where's our chain 1 right here? It's right here somewhere. So this should be a group of 7. What is going on here? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Our chain 1's right here. And then you should have another group of 14 right here. So just make sure that you have that, okay, for a total of 21 double crochets, because then we are going to fasten off as soon as we put our slip stitch in. Okay, you ready? So then we're just going to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 like this, and then this yarn is not cooperating. You should have kind of a square. It's not a perfect square. Let me zoom out. You see that? So we turned a circle into a square. Wow! So now what we're going to do is we are going to fasten this off, okay? Grab your scissors, and you don't have to have a long strand, but we are going to tuck in your loose ends. So grab your yarn needle. I have my little case right here. And just go ahead and tuck your ends in. I'll show you how I do mine here. So what I like to do is complete the chain. So I go back in like this, and it makes a little chain there. And then I just like to weave in through the tops a couple of times, and then turn it over, and then just weave through. I like to go down here through these loops right here. Can you see that? So then I'll just go over here, and there really is no right or wrong way in how to do this, but the thing that you definitely don't want to do is make it so it shows on the other side. Okay? So I like to go through the same colors and go through the back loops only. Okay? So just weave it through like here. And I do like to find, I just said that, the same color. Okay? So just weave your ends through, and then I come around here, and you go one way, and then you go the other way, and then you go the other way. And I love doing it on the bottom of the fans, because that really locks the yarn in place and it does not come out. I used to be really skeptical of that, but it really doesn't. I've made plenty of face scrubbies and dish towels and all that stuff. It does not come out. Okay, so like that, and then if you haven't woven the center one through, go ahead and weave it through, but I already did that. So I'm just gonna cut it. So it should look like that, something like this. And now, once you've done all of that, we are going to start the next round. Okay, everyone, so yours should look something like this, your square. So you should have the 4 corners, okay? And it should look something like that. So now, and just make sure that all of your work is fastened off. This is a freestanding square, okay? So now what we are going to do is, you're going to take your hook and take your yarn, and we are going to start working in any corner. So pick a corner right here in the chain 1 space. Okay, so I just picked this corner. So you insert your hook, yarn on the hook. I'm gonna make my yarn not have a big tail. Sometimes I have like this majorly long tail. So then you just pull through your yarn, and then immediately we are going to chain 6. So I always, when I'm starting, even like when I start new colors, My first chain is with the 2 loose strands of yarn, and then the rest of the chains are with the yarn that's attached to the yarn ball. You don't have to do that. That's just how I do mine. Okay, so we already did 1 chain, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's a chain 6. Okay, and that counts as 1 double crochet and 1 chain 3 space. Okay, so now in that same space we're going to put 3 double crochets. Okay, and try and tuck your loose strand behind. If you can't, don't worry about it. So that is 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, and 3 double crochets. Okay, so again you have your chain 6 and 3 double crochets. Okay, moving on, we're going to skip 2 chains, 2 stitches right here. You see that? And then we are going to put 3 double crochets in the 3rd chain. Okay, skip 1, skip 2, put 3 double crochets in the 3rd chain, but first you chain 1. Boop. Okay, between all of these 3 double crochet clusters, you want to chain 1. Okay, so we just did 3 double crochets, chain 1, and then we're going to put 3 more double crochets in the 3rd chain. So that is 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to chain 1, and we put all of those in the same stitch. So after this group of 3 double crochets, we're going to skip 3 stitches, 3 chains, and then we're going to put 3 double crochets in the 4th stitch. Okay, don't forget to chain 1 after your 3 double crochets, 3 more double crochets in the 4th stitch. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, skip 3 stitches, 3 double crochets in the 4th stitch. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, skip 3 stitches, 3 double crochets in the 4th stitch, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we're coming up on the end here. Chain 1, skip 3 stitches, 3 double crochets in the 4th stitch, 1, 2, 3, chain 1. So now we came to our first corner. This is our corner right here. This is the chain 1 space. Okay, so now what we are going to do is put 3 double crochets, chain 3, and then 3 double crochets in this space. okay? So when we get to the corner, we're just going to skip these chains and just crochet into here. Again, 3 double crochets, chain 3, and 3 double crochets, okay? Remember to chain 1 after your 3 double crochet cluster, and then we're going to 1, 2, and 3. I know I'm going fast, but trust me, if I went slow here, this video would be like 10 hours long. Okay, so you see that we're doing all of this in the chain 1 space in the corner. We just put in 3 double crochets, and we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and in the same chain 1 space we're going to put 3 more clusters, 3 more double crochets, okay? Chain 1, always chain 1. So now here's a corner and here's a corner, okay? And in between you have 7 groups of 3 double crochets. Everyone see that? So that's how it should be on every row, on every side of the square, okay? So after you're done with your corner, after the 3 double crochets, and then you chain 1, you want to skip 2, and you got to kind of scoot it over because that 1 stitch is hidden, okay? You want to skip 2 and then start your group of 3 double crochets again. Chain 1, and then after you've done this first group of 3, you skip 3 stitches, and then you do the group of 3 double crochets in the 4th stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1. Okay, does that make sense? So go ahead and continue that pattern all the way around. It is in the corner, 3 double crochets, chain 1, skip 2, 3 double crochets in the 3rd chain, chain 1, skip 3, 3 double crochets in the 4th chain, and then you work your way all the way down to the last group of 3 on the row, chain 1, and then you put the 3 double crochets in the corner, chain 3, 3 double crochets in the corner, chain 1. Okay, and then you just repeat that. Okay, so go ahead and do that, and I will meet you when you are done. Okay, everyone, so yours should look something like this. Again, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm about to put the 7th one in. 7 groups of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just making sure I have mine. 7 groups of 3 in one row, okay? Plus the 2 chain 3 corners. So I just stopped right here because this is the last row, and I just want to show you, this is our first, what was this, a chain 6, okay? So in this little space right here before the chain 6, you want to put your 2 double crochets. So this is our chain 1. So then just right in here, you're going to put 2 double crochets, and then you're going to slip stitch to the top of the third chain right here, and that is your last group of 3. You see that? Okay, so that was the 8th round, and now this is the 9th round. Okay, and the 9th round is what you are going to repeat until you reach the size of square that you want. And I have completed 3 of the squares, and I'll show you what half of one looks like. So they look like this. Let me zoom out here. Okay, so this is the middle of the square right here. And then I did 9 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you want to measure your, especially over the shoulder, and see how long you want it in the back. Does that make sense? So you're going to make 4 of these, okay? And they will make one big square, okay? So then we're going to fold that in half, and then these will be, I think the armholes will be right here somewhere. So you want to make these squares as big enough to fit your body, and big enough to have them be kind of roomy, I guess, because it is a cocoon cardigan. So for a size small medium, they recommend doing an 18-inch square. Okay, so this is 18 inches, and I did 9 rows. Okay, does that make sense? So for a larger size, you want to make it maybe to 19 inches wide or 20 inches wide. So just kind of play around with it, measure your body, and if you want it really loose or if you want it kind of fitted, that's completely up to you. Okay, but this is one of my completed squares. It's really pretty, and it is 18 inches wide. Okay, and I did go 9 rows. But whatever you do, you want to make sure that each square is exactly even. Okay, meaning you want the same amount of rows for each square. Okay, and it'll all make sense once we do this round. So this square that I just did is actually right here. See that? Really pretty. I love this yarn. It's so beautiful. So now we're going to go on to round 9. And round 9 is you're just going to repeat it out to however big you want your square to be. And then you're going to repeat that for the next 3 squares because you want 4 total. Okay? I hope that's making sense. That makes sense to me. If you have any questions, just let me know down below. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start the 9th round, and this is going to be a repeat row till you reach your desired width of square. Okay? So we are going to slip stitch in the middle of this chain 3 space. So we just finished that grouping of 3. So all you do is just put 1 more slip stitch to the middle right here. Okay, and let's begin. We're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and once you get the hang of this, it's really easy to do. Okay, so this first chain 6 counts as 1 double crochet and 1 chain 3. Okay, so then you're going to put 3 double crochets in the same space right here. So that is 1, 2, and 3 double crochets. Sorry about that loud car. I don't know what they're doing. So 3 double crochets in the same space, and then you're going to chain 1. Okay, So now in each space that you have, in each chain one space from the previous row, you're going to put 3 double crochets and then chain 1. Like so. 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, next space, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1. So go ahead and do that, and I will meet you in the corner. Okay, 3 double crochets and a chain 1 in each chain 1 space. Okay everyone, so you can see I put my groups of 3 in with the chain 1 in between. Okay, so now I'm at the corner and you did your group of 3 double crochets, chain 1. So now we're at the corner and all you want to do is 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to chain 3. Right? Yep. And then 3 double crochets. So in each corner you want to do 3 double crochets, chain 3, and 3 double crochets. Okay? And then after your second group of 3 double crochets, you want to chain 1 and just repeat that process of 3 double crochets and chain 1 in each chain 1 space. Okay, so that is going to be your pattern. You see that? So here's the corner, 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. All the way down, here's one corner, second corner, and then you come to your chain 6. Okay, this is the end. So you want to put 2 double crochets. Remember, like we did in the row before, 2 double crochets, slip stitch into the 3rd chain, and then you just repeat the row. And you repeat that to the desired width of the square you like. Like I said in mine, I did 9 rows. You could do 9 rows, you could do 8 rows, you could do 12 rows. It's all up to you and all up to how small or big you want your cardigan to be in the end. Okay, so the next video that you see will be the completed 4 squares, and I'm sorry, not the next video. The next part of this tutorial will be me joining the 4 completed squares. Okay, so please make 4 squares. Just go back and repeat this whole tutorial 4 times. Okay, you need 4 squares to make this cardigan. So your squares should look something like this, depending on if you change colors and what kind of yarn you used. Okay, let me zoom out again. See, here's mine. Here's one of mine. Okay, so you just need to make 4 of these and have them ready for the next part of the tutorial. Okay, and I will say that this has been like my side project. So I've had this going for like a month now to make all the 4 ones. I still have to make my last one. So just take your time on it, and whenever you are done completing the 4 squares, come back to the tutorial and we will join the 4 squares and make, I believe, the sleeves first. Okay, that's super exciting. So I will see you after you have made 4 of these. Okay? Happy crocheting! Okay, everyone, so I am finishing up. This is my 4th panel, and let me finish this up first before I start talking about it. Okay, so we're coming up to the corner. So here is my fan cluster of 3 double crochets, and then I chained 1. This is the corner. So I'm going to put 2 more double crochets in like so, and then slip stitch in the 3rd chain. So that's 1, 2, 3. I'm so excited because I've been working on this project for like, this has been like a side project. So I'm so excited to finally be at this point. So okay, you want to again slip stitch to the 3rd chain, but now you want to cut your yarn and you want to leave a long strand. Okay, we are going to be using this to stitch the 2 pieces together. And how long is this? Let me measure here. I like having extra, just so if I want to go, and how I measure is like this. Here's this, and I just make a loop like that. And I have a little bit extra. See? So this is just 1 long loop. Everyone see that? I usually cut it right here, but for this project I'm going to cut it right here just so I have a lot of extra yarn to work with. So this is now loose. This is now its own square, and I will show you how gorgeous this is. I love the mandala yarn. It's so beautiful. And here's the other side. So again with this, here's our main square right here. I went 9 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So depending on how large you want your cardigan, or for that matter how small you want your cardigan, you want each panel, each square, to have the exact same numbers of rows on all 4 sides. And you want each panel, square panel, to be the same size. Okay, so just triple check to make sure that all of your panels match and they all have the correct amount of rows. Okay, so mine again have a total of 9 rows. Okay, so once you have that done, and this works for each square panel. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with that word. But you want to have you want to leave a long strand of yarn at the end. If you didn't, it's no big deal. 2 of mine have a long strand, 2 of them do not. It's absolutely no big deal. But let me show you how I tuck in the edges to this. I get my yarn needle and get my yarn right here. Just work that through. There we go. And then this is the front side. Okay. So I always try and just work my way over a little bit. Just so it creates a chain. And then I work my way back. And this is on the top row. This is the last stitches. And then I work my way through again and again. This is how I do mine. Everyone does theirs different. You probably have your own way, but this is just how I do mine, okay? So then I turn my work over. Now we're on the wrong side right here. And I just weave, where's my middle? I weave the yarn through the back like this. And then where I make the fan is where I go through the yarn. And I just go through the back side like that. So you go one way and then you go back over this way. You want to go back and forth 3 times. And that really locks the yarn in there. And then you go back through like this. Okay? And then don't cut this because we're going to use it to assemble the squares. Okay? So the next part of the video I'm so excited to show you will be how to assemble your squares and where to sew the pieces together, the 4 squares, okay? So you will definitely need a yarn needle and you will need the yarn that you have been working with to make your beautiful cardigan. So grab those items and we will meet each other in the next part. Okay, everyone. So forgive me if this is a little bit shaky, but I just had to, I'm actually in my bedroom and I had to lay this out on the floor. So this is what the 4 panels look like spread out. And you definitely want to play around with how you want the panels to be arranged, but this is how my cardigan is going to be, okay? So once you have all of your 4 panels done, what you want to do now is you want to sew the seam, the inside seam together. Okay? And I'm moving the camera back and forth. So it's going to be like a big plus sign. Okay? So it's going to be this seam right here. You're going to sew, and then you're going to sew this seam right here. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So in the next part of the video, I will show you how to do just that. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is sew this right here. So I'm going to sew the 2 together, and then I'm going to sew the 2 panels together right here. Okay, and then I will just make 1 long stitch right here. Okay, I hope this is making sense and I hope this looks a little bit okay, but this is how I can do this. This is the only way that I figured out I could do this for you. Okay, so in the next part of the video I will show you how to join. Again, you're going to need a yarn needle and you're going to need the yarn that you use for the project. Okay, everyone, so I have my 2 panels here, and I have both of the right sides facing each other. Okay, so I put one on top of the other one, and I have again the right side. So here's the one right side, here's the other right side. I put them together so they're facing each other. So you should have the wrong side out. So this is the wrong side on this side. This is the wrong side on this side. Okay, does that make sense? So go ahead and get your squares so that they are facing, wrong sides are facing each other. Okay, and then I will show you how I put them together. So let me zoom in a little bit. So you take your yarn needle, thread your yarn through the yarn needle. And again, this is how I do things. Everyone does theirs different. So however, if you are comfortable with how you sew 2 pieces together, then you do you. Okay? this is how I do mine. So I always start, here's the corner right here, and here's the first cluster of chain 3. You see that? Here's the corner. Here are the first chain 3 clusters. So what you want to do, and what I do, is I just go through the V's on the top right here. And you just literally sew them together. So that's one V. So I go through and I match each V on each side like this. You see that? And then I come back, well, we'll do the corner in the end. I always start in the chain 3 clusters, and then I go back and do the corners in the end. That is just easier for me to do. If you want to start in the corner, that is up to you. So I just, you see what I'm doing here? I'm going through the tops of the V's and pulling through. Okay, so we got one side, go through the tops of the V's, pull through, tops of the V's like this, and pull through. And as you're going, you want to make sure that your stitches are lining up. Excuse me, my allergies are bothering me. So here's a cluster of 3, here's a cluster of 3, I'm on the middle half double crochet, okay? And then here is the last double crochet, and then we're starting in the chain 1 space right here. So just make sure that everything is nice and even and that you're just going through the tops like this. And just take your time and work your magic all the way down. Okay? So take your time and just work these stitches back and forth like this. Now you want to do it on these 2 panels, the square panels. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with square panels. What's wrong with me? You want to work these 2, and then you have the other 2, you want to do the same. So you just pick a side, pick a seam, and you work through. Okay, but I will show you how to finish this when we're done. So just go ahead and work back and forth, and I will meet you at the end of the row. Okay everyone, so I am at my corner right here, and you can see I have stitched together these. So when you get to the corner, you want to make sure again that everything is even, and you just continue working the joining the 2 together. Now if you find that you need a little bit of extra reinforcements, especially right here, because sometimes it can get a little bit flimsy. Is that the word that I'm looking for? You can single crochet these together, okay? But make sure it's on the wrong side. So there we go. That looks good to me. So you see I have crocheted all of this seam right here. And then with where we first started, if you haven't done so already, you just want to put a couple stitches here to the middle. Okay, so then when you open up your work, the seam looks like that. Beautiful. So go ahead and do the same thing with the other 2 panels. And if you want to, you can, actually I forgot to tell you to fasten off. Sorry about that. So when you're done with the corner, as we are right here, all you do, and this is again what I do, work your way back over through the seam. And this just, when you go back over, you're just reinforcing the seam. So then go back over like this. And since these are already joined, it doesn't really matter. So you go like that, and then since this is a purple, I'm going to do this on the purple side right here. Everyone see that? So then I come down like this and just work your way down. And I always like, if I'm doing a project that has fans, I always like going through the bottom of the fans. So I just insert your hook like that and just make sure that it's not coming out on the other side. So go one way and then go through a few this way and then go back under like so. Okay, and that will never come out. I've tried. So then you just cut that out like that. And then here's the seam right here. This is what it should look like. Something like this. So we join these two together. So now you want to take the other two panels. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can. This is our seam right here. So you want to take the other two panels and you want to do the same with that. So you want to put the wrong sides together. So here's my one. This is the wrong side. So this is the right side. This is the wrong side. So you have the right sides facing like this. And then you just join the seam like we just did. Okay, so go ahead and do that for your two other square panels, and I will meet you when you are done. Okay, everyone, welcome back. So I hope my instructions were pretty basic to follow. Okay, so this is what the four panels look like, the four square panels look like when they are all joined. So here is my middle right here, and these two were the panels that I first joined, and I joined them right here. And then these two were the other panels that I joined, and I joined them right here at this seam. And then I took the two separate rectangles that they were, and then I joined them in the middle right here. So you should have one gigantic square with all four panels connected. Okay, and then we have the two on the bottom right here. This looks stunning and gorgeous, and I am so happy that I use this yarn. Again, this is the Lion Brand Mandala yarn. So now the next step is we are going to fold this half with the wrong sides facing. Okay, so all you do is fold it in half. Sorry, I have a lot of stuff on my desk right here, scraps of yarn and stuff. So you fold it in half. Did you see what I did? So this is the right side. The right side is facing out. So here's one side and here's the other side. Okay? And then your seam should be open on the bottom right here. So this is your seam right here. Should be open at the bottom. And then this is the top right here. Okay? So you just fold it in half like this, and then you go over to one side, and you want to, of course, make it even. And this you're going to need a chain marker. Okay? So I folded it. This is the side right here. Again, the flap is open and the wrong sides are facing. Okay, sorry about that. I just had to make sure that the wrong sides were facing. I got a little bit confused there. Okay, so you want your right side facing out. Okay, right side, wrong side, wrong side. Okay, so you get a tape measure or a ruler. This is the seam, the open at the bottom. This is the seam on top. Okay, so you put them together. And again, this is the seam right here. It's not the seam, it's just the open right here. Okay. Get your ruler or your tape measure and measure about 8 inches. So right here, and it doesn't have, it could be approximate or whatever. Right here, you want to put, here's 8 inches approximately. You want to put a chain marker. Okay, so I'm just going to do it at the end of this round. Now what we're doing here is we're creating the side seams right here. Okay, so this open area will be your armhole. So if you want your armhole a little bit smaller, you go maybe 10 inches up. If you want it bigger, you only do maybe 5 inches. Okay, again, this open area right here will be your armhole. So you could even try it on. Put a couple of chain markers in and just try it on and see if you like it. So once you have your desired length that you like, again, here's the open right here. You want to sew this right here together. Okay? And you want to leave this open because, again, this will be your armhole. Okay? Does that make sense? Sew these together right here. This is open, the bottom seam, the bottom, and then this is open right here. Okay? So you want to do that on both sides, and I measured up 8 inches, and 8 inches is probably good for me. So you want to do that on both sides. So that's one side, and then here is the other side. So then I measure it, kind of put it together. This is the open. This is the sewn seam right here. You want to match them up. Just like that, and then measure, maybe I'll go 9 inches. I don't know, play around with it. So 9 inches is right there. So you mark your where you want it. I'm just going to mark it right here just for demonstration purposes, and just make sure that everything lines up. Like so. So then all you do is sew these two together. And then you leave this open because this is where your armhole is, and this is where we're going to be making the cuff. Okay? So sew this together on the one side, sew it together on the other side, and I will meet you when you are done. Okay, everyone, so as you can see, I just want to show you, I am finished stitching the sides, so hopefully you can see this. Here is my armhole right here, okay, and here are my side seams. So there's one, and then here's this side. Here is my armhole right here, and then my seams are right here, okay? And I did go up about 8 inches, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so at this point, when you've done this, you can try it on. It looks super, super fantastic. So now what we're going to do is focus on the making the cuffs. Okay, So what you want to do is, and then I think I forgot, I'm so sorry. You wanted to, when you stitch this, you wanted to work on the, this is inside out right now, okay? So you didn't want to work on the right side, you want to work on the wrong side. So now what we're going to do is turn this with the right side out. Okay, so this is the right side. And then we are going to, here's my seam again with my stitches. Here is the armhole. We are going to start crocheting the actual sleeve right here, the cuff. Okay, so grab your yarn, grab your hook, and let's get started. Okay, everyone. So again, this is your right side facing. This is the right side of my cardigan. Excuse me, my dog is sneezing. Okay. Oh, Chico. He's old. He has sinus problems. So this is the right side facing right here. Okay. This is the wrong side. I just want to make sure that you guys are on the right side. So this is the armhole right here that we're going to use. I'm going to start on this one first. You see it's right here, like so. So here's my hand. Here is my armhole right here. So we are going to start at the bottom seam. Okay, so all you're going to do is insert your hook. I'm just going to do it right here. We're going to be working on the V's. And all you want to do, first of all, is, here's my yarn. I'm just going to use, I saved the ends actually. So I'm just going to use those, the ends of the yarn. You yarn over, pull through, and then with the right strand, you just chain one right there. Okay, so what we're going to do is work 56 single crochets evenly around the armhole. So here is my take on this, okay? If you made a larger square motif, you're obviously going to put more than 64, okay? So what I want you to do, the pattern says 60, I'm sorry, not 64, 56. I don't know where I got 64. So the pattern says to space 56 evenly spaced single crochets all the way around. Okay, so if you are like me and you made your square motifs and you made everything exactly as a pattern, you want to do 56 single crochets where the armhole is. Okay, if you made your square motifs larger, obviously you're going to put more single crochets in, probably 64 or 70 even. Okay, if you made it smaller, you're going to want to put less than 56, maybe 50 or 45. Okay, so just play around with it and play around with, make your single crochets, and if 56 works, then that's great. If you need more, add more. If you need less, add less. But you want to write down the number that you use, because that is going to be the number that you use for the other armhole too. Okay, so I've made mine according to the pattern, and the pattern says 56 single crochets all the way around. So that's what I'm going to do, and go ahead and do that, and make sure you have your right strand of yarn. So they just want it evenly spaced. And I'm just going to go one in every space and see how that looks. Okay, so the pattern says 56 evenly spaced single crochets all the way around. So go ahead and do that. If you need to add more, add more. If you need to add less, add less. Go ahead and do that, and I will meet you when you are done. Okay, everyone, so you can see my stitching all the way across, and I did skip over and then I added some, but in the end I have 56 single crochets all the way around right here. Okay, I did end up using a chain marker at the beginning because I didn't want to get lost as to where I began this 56. So then you want to slip stitch into the first single crochet, which is right here. Okay, so we're done with that row. We're done with row 1, and I'm just going to leave my slip stitch or my stitch marker in there. So now we're going to start our second round, and our second round we're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3, and this counts as our first double crochet. Okay, actually let me take this out here. So now all we're going to do is so we did our chain 3, that counts as the first double crochet. We're just going to put 1 double crochet in each stitch around for a total of 56, or however many stitches you did. Okay, I did 56. I'm going to do 55 more double crochets because this counts as a double crochet. Okay, if you did 65, do 65 double crochets all the way around. Just make it consistent, okay? So go ahead and put 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way around, and I'm going to have a total of 56, and I will meet you when you are done. Okay everyone, so I have just finished with 56 double crochets. Now what you want to do is slip stitch to the top of the first single crochet like so. Okay, so it should look something like that. Really, really pretty. And I'm going to remove this. I just marked my 25th chain just so I don't lose my place. So now what we're going to be working on in round 3 are double crochet front posts. Front post double crochets. Okay, don't freak out. I'll do this slow. Okay, so all you want to do is chain 2, and this does not count as anything. Okay, so you yarn over. Let me make sure that we're doing this on this first one. So we're going to do a double crochet front post around the first double crochet. Okay, not roast. I've been thinking about steak though. It does sound delicious. But okay, here we go. We yarn over, and then you go around the first crochet, which is right here. You go in and out around the back, yarn over, pull through. So you should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and yarn over. And that's all there is to it. Yarn over, insert your hook behind the double crochet, yarn over, pull through. You should have 3 loops. Yarn over 1, yarn over 2. Oops. Okay, we'll do this a couple more times. You just want to do this for each double crochet you have. Okay, yarn over, insert your hook behind the double crochet, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, we'll do it a couple more times. Yarn over, insert your hook behind the double crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, we'll do one more. Super easy, right? Once you get the hang of it, it's easy. Yarn over, insert your hook behind the double crochet, yarn over, pull through a loop. So you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so you want to do that. We've done 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We did 5. You want to do that for each double crochet all the way around for a total of 56, or how many double crochets you have. Okay, so go ahead and do that double crochet front post on each double crochet all the way around, and I will meet you when you are done. Okay everyone, so I just finished the third round of the cuff, and yours should look something like this, very pretty. And you know you've done a correct job if you have the ridge in the back. You see that? When you're doing the front post double crochet front post, that's what it looks like. So now all you do is slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet front post, which is right here. So now we are going to start our last row, and this is the fourth round. And remember, everything that you're doing on this side on the armhole, you want to do to the other armhole right here. Okay, so we're going to start our fourth round. So we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and that doesn't count as anything. Okay, so now in the first double crochet front post, I want to say front post double crochet, but it's double crochet front post. You want to make another double crochet front post. So you yarn over, insert your hook in the front, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, so it looks like that. So now we're going to do a double crochet back post, and I'm going to tell you now, if this is too confusing for you, then just go ahead and do the double crochet front post, okay, because it is kind of confusing, I think. So you yarn over, hold the loop in place, insert from the back to the front, yarn over, and pull through. So you should have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, yarn over, we're going to do a double crochet front post, insert your hook in the front, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. The next one is going to be double crochet back post, yarn over, insert your hook from the back, and put it through. So you're going the back of this post right here, like that. Yarn over, pull through, so you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Next stitch, double crochet front post, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, next one, we'll do one more together. Double crochet back post, yarn over, insert your hook in the back, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, so yours should look something like that. So you just want to continue all the way around till you come to your first double crochet front post, and I will meet you when you're done with this row. Okay everyone, so I just finished this row, and you can see the little detail at the end. And again, if the back, what do you call that? I always get mixed up on these things. Double crochet back post was too difficult. Just do the double crochet front post all around, okay? And if that's too difficult, then just do double crochets. No big deal, okay? So when you've reached the end, all you want to do is slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet front post right there, and then we are done with this row. Okay, So I actually cut this. So I'm just going to do that. So now you want to take your yarn needle. If you haven't already cut it, go ahead and cut it. Take your yarn needle, and then we're going to tuck the ends in. And since this is a sleeve, I like to just make it extra super tight. So I do, and this is just me again, I do, I'm going to put a couple of knots at the end on the back side. Okay, so here's the back side right here. And all you do is go down. And again, this is just what I do. It's a little bit overkill, but the seam will never come undone. Okay, so I just go like this, and then I go down this way, and I just go around these loops right here. 2, 3, and 4. And then I go back the other way. 1, 2, and I'm just doing this on the top loops. 3 and 4. And then I go back again the other way. And you can even go through the loops that you just created. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then with this, I just like to tie a knot. So I just go like this, 1, and then in the next, you see there's a knot right there. And then in the next one, I do the same. Just so it's on there and it won't come off. Okay, so now you get your scissors. Cut that off, and then you want to repeat the same thing. You want to make another little sleeve on your other armhole, and I've already done that, and this is what mine looks like. Okay, so once you're finished with one, go ahead and make another. This is what the back side looks like. This is the front side. I was actually wearing this a bit today, and it feels really, really nice. So when you're done making your 2 sleeves, now what we're going to do is we're going to do the edging. Okay, so go ahead and make your 2 sleeves, and I will meet you for the next part. Okay everyone, so we have our seam here, and then our seam down the middle. Here's one square, and here's the other square. And then we have both of our sleeves, little sleeves here. There's one, and then there's a second one. So you should have all of this done before you start the next step. Okay, the next step is we're going to do the ribbing. And the ribbing is going to take place at the bottom of the 2 squares right here. So you see this? This is where the ribbing is going to go all the way around. Okay, so it won't be the bottom anymore. This will be the cuff. Well, one end will be the bottom, one end will be the top. Okay, and hopefully you've tried yours on by now after you got the sleeves done. It looks really, really cool. So we are just going to go all along the edging right here with the ribbing. Okay, and you can start anywhere along the edge. I am going to start underneath one of the sleeves. Okay, so here's our sleeve, here's the seam, and here's the bottom. So this is where I'm going to start. You will definitely need some chain markers. I'm sorry my voice is a little bit wobbly here. My allergies are really bad. I just use scraps of yarn for my chain markers in this instance because we're going to need a lot. Okay, so again, I'm starting right here at the bottom of the seam underneath where the sleeve is. Okay, you of course can start wherever you want. It doesn't really matter, but I'm starting on a seam. So now what you want to do is take your yarn, and I kind of saved this color for the ribbing. This color is a light lavender, and it goes like into a beige color, which will be really, really pretty. So you take your yarn, wherever you want to start is totally fine, okay? Just as long as you start on the edge. And you insert your hook, yarn over with your new yarn, pull through, and then you chain one, and that locks it on there. Let me get the right strand of yarn. This yarn is not cooperating. It doesn't want to separate. Here we go. Okay. So we just join that. We just join that to the edging. Okay. And on the pattern, it says actually to go start at the side center back seam, but it doesn't really matter where you start. So you are going to want to chain 256 single crochets all the way around. You heard that right. 256. Okay? And that is for the pattern if you followed this pattern. If you made your squares a little bit bigger, then I would just say or if you made them a little bit smaller, just single crochet in each stitch all the way around. Why don't we just say that? Single crochet in each stitch all the way around. If you're following the pattern like I am, you should have a total of 256 all the way around. Okay, so I will show you how I put my chain markers in. So there's 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do every 25, I think. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25 is right here. So again, you can go however long you want. Actually, I'm going to do 26, and then I'll put my chain marker on the 25th one. Oh, this got a little bit tangled here. I got to take it out. So all you do is mark your chain. Why am I doing this? Because 256 is
too big of a number for me to remember. So I'm just going to mark every 25th one. Okay. So again, if you're following the pattern, if you're doing exactly like what I did, you should have a total of 256. Okay. I'm sure if it's a little bit more or if it's a little bit less, it doesn't really matter. If you made your squares bigger, larger, or smaller, just put 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. Okay. But you want to make sure, I'm sure for the next rows, you want to make sure that you have the same amount for each row in the ribbing, okay? So you want to make sure that you just have the correct number of single crochets, okay? So go ahead and do that. I'm going to do 256. You do however many you like. I'm trying to get this knot out. And I will meet you when we are done with this row. Okay everyone, welcome back to Desola Designs. So I am finished with this row, the edging, and I actually ended up with 252 stitches. And I realized that it doesn't really matter how many stitches you have, just as long as you stay consistent with your rows, okay? So when you're done with the last stitch, the last single crochet, you just want to slip stitch into the first single crochet. And I suggest everyone try their Cocoon sweater on because I actually like it. I've made this executive decision. I like it with just the very simple edging, with just the single crochet edging around one row, because on me the sweater already rolls up in all the right places, like in my neck area, behind my neck area, and down draping through my torso. It looks really nice. So I suggest that everyone try theirs on after the first row, okay? So if you want to continue, and this is my stitch markers, these are all the ones that I've used. If you want to continue on, let's say you want a larger or a wider edging, okay? You have several options. You can go on to make single crochets. You could do a half double crochet. You could do a double crochet, or you could do like we did in the sleeves, the half double crochet. Why do I always mess up on this? The double crochet front post, right? Is that how you say it? You know what I mean. I can never remember that. I'm so sorry. So you could go on to do something like this. It is actually your decision, okay? It could be all double crochets, and it can go on for 6 inches or 8 inches or however wide you like it. Just with me in this case, just because it's already kind of big on me already, I don't want to create extra bulk. Okay, so I am just going to stop here, and I think this looks so fabulous. Okay, so whenever you get done, please, please congratulate yourself, have a glass of wine, pat yourself on the back, because you have created something that is absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love this, and I'm so glad I made it with you. So this is how I am going to fasten off and tie the ends, and it's exactly what I've been doing all this time throughout the entire project. So all I do is take my yarn, and whenever you're finished, if you have 10 rows, then you have 10 rows and you go for it. But I am done with this one row because I think it looks cute. And I think it looks cute on me, and that's how I like it. So I'm sticking to it. So all you do when you're done is you go up one way, like this, and just make sure you have the back loops. And I want to thank everyone for watching this. I know this was a pretty long project for me. I had some really like health setbacks on this project. I've been suffering from really, really bad migraines, and it's just been horrible. So yeah, but this project just seemed like it took forever to finish. So I go back one way and then I go the other way like this, and then I come back through like this. And these, my allergies are really bad too. That's why my voice is kind of funny right now. I do like to put a little knot. So I just make one right here, and it's a very just simple knot like this. And then I go up one, tuck it through a little bit. And this is not necessary, but this is what I like to do. And then I make another knot. Just like that. Is that a knot? Make another one. Just so it holds. There we go. See that? And then you just cut that. And you make sure all your other ends are tucked. And you are done, girlfriend or boyfriend, whoever's watching this. I gotta make sure this one's tucked too. So do the same thing and you are done. And congratulate yourself. This is so gorgeous. It's ridiculous how beautiful this is. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have lots of fabulous giveaways and fun yarn haul videos. And I give away a ton of yarn. And that is just my thanks to you guys for watching my tutorials. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this project as much as I did, because it is absolutely gorgeous. I hope everyone stays well, and we will see each other in the next video.